We can also tell you that the speech made by Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu at the ongoing UN General Assembly has been sparking conversations at home and abroad. The president, who is making his first appearance in this capacity, called for more investments. He spoke on security and touched on climate change, among others. Akede gives a close analysis of his speech.
This is my first address before the General Assembly. Permit me to say a few words on behalf of Nigeria, my country.
Indeed, it was his first appearance in the capacity of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and all eyes were on him.
There are 5 points I want to highlight.
These 5 points formed the body of the President's message at the General Assembly. Tinubu spoke on the development of Africa, democracy and military coups in Africa, terrorism and human trafficking, protection of mineral-rich areas, and climate change.
Let me go straight to the very first point, which is the fact that he was encouraging investor confidence and speaking to the need for the global community to find it necessary to support the growth of Nigeria. And so what he then said there is to say, look, one of the key challenges that he sees is the need to remove the fuel subsidy and also the exchange rate alignment.
There have already been 2 coups on the continent since the president assumed office, and as the chairman of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, it was expected that the president would address African democracy and governance.
He owned on behalf of Africa that there is a failure on our part in terms of governance. That was the point he made. He then countered it with a second, or more like a two-edged sword. To say, while Africa may have failed, you guys at the global community, you have also been reckless in the way you have been involved in this.
While touching climate change, Tinubu made reference to the recent earthquake in Morocco and flooding in Libya, but he also made mention of the plans his government has to address climate change back in Nigeria.
African nations will fight climate change, but must do so on fair and just terms. In Nigeria, we shall build political consensus by highlighting remedial actions which also promote economic good. Projects such as Green Wall to stop desert encroachment, halting the destruction of our forests by mass production and distribution of gas burning stoves.
I think it was quite clear, succinct in terms of, look, Africa, we are not yet there, we are moving on, which is a comment being made, or if I may allude to that. The second part is, look, you guys have your role to play because you've also impacted on how Africa is moving on. And I think that is one way you can demand accountability and responsibility.
This will not be the first time some of these points will be made by a Nigerian president. However, the hope is that President Tinubu's words at the General Assembly will be quickly followed with actions back home in Nigeria.
Africa is nothing less than the key to the world's future. I thank you for listening.
Akede, reporting for News Central.